Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to another episode of my recap of 90 Day Fiancé. This is season 6, episode 10, Where Truth Lies. Girl, this episode should have been called Where Truth Dies because I call fraud on this entire season. I'm really disappointed. I went back and watched some videos of mine from 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days, and it was just so much better than this season. There was just so much goodness, so many nuggets, you know? Speaking of before the 90 days, Paul and Karine have been posting a lot of pictures of them during the Christmas holiday of Karine pregnant. I guess they're both in Brazil together. And I'm just like, damn, Karine is still pregnant? When is she gonna have this baby? My timeline is all messed up with them. It feels like she should have a 3-month-old by now. She's doing well, she's still pregnant, and they say Merry Christmas from Brazil. Okay, so let's jump right into this episode. First, let's talk about the first fraud couple. Let's talk about Ashley and Jay. Now, for the longest time, I didn't think they were fraud at all. I was just kind of like, this seems like a weird, silly situation that this grown woman has gotten herself into, but hey, if she feels like this 20-year-old playboy from Jamaica is going to fulfill her life and make her happy, and she wants to try to live with this man boy as husband and wife, do you, boo, do you. But then we saw last episode with her fake friend coming over, Nat Nicole, and we just saw that whole entire scene was set up, and so then that led us to believe, or at least led me to believe, that there was more than meets the eye when it comes to fraud and fake scenarios with this couple. Now we have this whole thing of Jay supposedly cheating on her. So where we come in on is this sort of random impromptu meet up with Ashley. She's been crying, she's sitting on the couch, it's no like setup, the lights aren't the greatest, Jay's not there, she's hugging on a pillow talking about what just happened. So apparently Jay had been talking to some girl on Tinder, and I guess this girl had FaceTimed Jay at like 11:30 p.m. and she asked Jay about it, and Jay said it's just, you know, a client for some tattoos. Does he have a license to do tattoos in the US? Girl, who knows, okay? Do you even need a license? I don't know. I would assume you do if you're poking somebody with a needle, some kind of something saying that you know how to clean a needle. She confronts him on it. He says it's just some girl he's doing tattoos on. So then Ashley doesn't believe that. You know, her spidey senses start to tingle. And she says, you know what, I'm just gonna text this girl. So she somehow wrangles the phone for him. I don't know, girl. I don't know how she gets this girl's information out of Jay's phone. But she going ahead and texts the girl, and the girl is like, the Jamaican guy named Jay? Oh my God, I didn't know he was married. He told me that he was just visiting family and he was bored and he wanted to meet up. So this hurt Ashley's feelings, and then she confronted Jay on it, and he got so upset somehow and he punched a hole in the wall. Not a full hole, he just punched the wall and it dented in a bit. But then they showed us the hole in the wall. Like, I was like, that's a high punch, you know, unless the camera was low to the ground. It looked like a pretty high punch. I don't know if he jumped up and punched the wall. I'm not sure if he just like put his arm up and went boom and punched the wall. I'm not sure how exactly it happened, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because the whole scenario seemed like it happened, and then she called the producers over and told them something went down, and then like presented this story to them. Jay comes in while they're shooting her talking about the situation. He just like walks in and he sits next to her, but not on the couch next to her. He sits on like the coffee table next to her. And I don't recall him saying anything, girl. I didn't even take notes. I'm just telling you off the cuff what happened. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he's looking all sad and whatever. And then he's putting stuff on Instagram or whatever. He's talking about how, you know, people make mistakes and the past is the past and like all this stuff. And so many people are like, oh my God, Nat Nicole was right. He is a cheater. He is a shady dog. And I'm just like, I don't even think of it like that. I think of it as like, Ashley's a grown woman. She made a grown woman's choice to be with a 20-year-old and then marry him in Vegas and then like try to have this life with him in boring ass wherever they are. And this is the consequence. Like, you know, like maybe she didn't foresee this. Maybe she did, you know. She's a grown person. I'm not gonna sweat her fever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be like, I told you so, you're so dumb, you're whatever. She has to live this life. So I'm just gonna say I hope and wish for the best for Ashley, as I've always hoped and wished for her. If they end up staying together, I don't care. If they end up breaking up, I don't care. I'm not invested in this couple, not at all. I don't know, everything about them, now that I'm thinking back, like the whole racist comments and how they like manufactured the hand flipping through the comments and how they made her read them out loud, and just like her whole fight with Nat Nicole. And it's just so much about this couple that now seems fraudulent. It just seems like they just worked with the producers to have all this drama. And it also makes sense like why her kids aren't involved. Like I thought she was really smart for not having her kids involved, and I still think she's smart, but maybe it was because she knew she was gonna have so much nonsense, and that added extra of her doing all this with us seeing kids there would cause so much more drama. I feel like if Olivia and Kingsley, Molly's children, weren't involved in their segment, then people would not have been so mad and angry at Molly, right? Like a lot of people were upset with Molly because she had her kids involved. Think about what I'm saying. I'm not gonna go into it. You guys are adults, you guys can suss it out yourself. But I think the key when you're on these types of shows to either heighten your own personal drama and get the vitriol from the audience, or to keep it kind of low, is to not involve the kids, because that's when people get very judgy when kids are involved, right? The thing is, though, her kids are still involved. The thing is, the only difference is that we don't see them, so we don't judge her on it. He's saying things on Instagram, and they unfollowed each other on Instagram, but they were following each other before. So there's two things that might have been happening. They knew that this drama was coming, so in order to keep it under wraps and to not spill any spoilers, they just stayed friends on Instagram. Maybe that hyped up drama with them being in a fight with Larissa was fake. I don't know. There's too much going on. This cast should have not been allowed to be on social media. I think that it's a mistake. Like Paul is fun on social media. Like all the other cast members are fun on social media. But this season of 90 Day Fiancé on social media was too much. I just want to see what the tell-all has to say, because you know they filmed the tell-all like 3 weeks ago, right? And it seemed like everybody was happy, even though I really haven't seen a picture of Ashley. Also, Jay has been posting pictures of Ashley with lupus in the hospital. So like, girl, what is happening? The timelines are all off. We're all confused. So I call fake. I call fraud. Period, point blank. All right, let's jump on to the next couple. Oh yeah, Ashley and Jay got married in this episode too. Her dress was cute. I don't like the back of it, but you know what I'm saying. To each his own style. Also, like I really thought Jay looked absolutely great in his maroon suit. I thought it looked really good. It popped on his skin really nice. I think that it's interesting though how like Ashley was talking to her makeup artist about her business, and then we move on to the next couple that we're going to talk about, Lleida and Eric. Wherein Lleida is talking to her makeup artist about her drama, except for Leida's makeup artist was a little bit more Dr. Phil than Ashley's makeup artist, because this woman, she felt like she was like had a degree and she was going to tell us all exactly what was happening in Leida's life. Thank you, Miss Makeup Artist. Thank you. But at the same time, it felt like when she was doing Leida's makeup, she was like, okay, stop talking. Okay, calm your face, relax, relax. All right. So let's go back to the beginning. That Eric has gone to dinner with his girls. So we sit down, we see Jenica, we see the redhead, and then we see some random person in the corner. And then you think, oh, there's a fourth daughter that we haven't been introduced to, and then Tasha's just not there because Tasha's still really mad at Eric. So Eric is talking about the whole situation and how it went down, and then the person that's sitting across from Eric is like, and you chose Lleida over me. And then I thought to myself, but who are you? Who are you? Apparently that person sitting across from Eric at the dinner table was Tasha. Who knew? Who knew what a non-black haired, no glasses Tasha looked like? I mean, the girl was like, it's like, I felt like it was Bruce Wayne and Batman. I didn't know. I thought I knew what Tasha looked like. I don't. We don't know what Tasha looks like. Who was that person sitting across from Eric? Basically, Eric's like, I want you guys to come to my wedding. It would really hurt my feelings if you didn't show up. And all the girls are like, but Lleida doesn't like us and she's disrespectful and you treated Tasha terribly based upon Leida's wishes. And Eric is like, well, you forced me to choose. You knew you should have just been out of my house and you knew you should have been gone, but you chose not to leave. So this is your fault. And Tasha's like, no, I didn't force you to choose. Lleida forced you to choose and you chose. And it's just so crazy. It's like Eric really feels like Lleida is his last chance at love. And he doesn't understand why his daughters don't want him to be happy. Like he really doesn't get it. He's like, you guys, I have to do what I need to do in order to not die alone. Can you guys just understand that I need her in my life? And everyone's like, no, there's so many other people out there, especially people who are like in your league who you could like snatch up and they would be so happy to live in that hovel with you. There are so many women who would be happy to live in a hovel with Eric as is, who would accept his children, who would be perfectly fine whatever it is that he has to offer. But you had to choose the bougiest Indonesian in the world and the craziest and the most spoiled and the rudest and the most non-family oriented. Like, you chose the wrong person. Lleida, there's nothing, we have seen nothing good about Lleida. We have only seen the bad side of Lleida. There is nothing that Lleida has done that has led anyone to believe that she is a good person or that she's even a nice person. She seems like a terror to be around. Like, just somebody who's like bougie and like to the extreme. Like bougie to the extreme. Not like bad and bougie. Not like, you know, she's just a little bougie. Like just straight up better than everybody at the table with her dumb outfit. You get what I'm saying? Like there's nothing likable about Lleida at all and no one's on her side. And he's just really trying to plead to his daughters to be on his side and to support his love of Lleida. But we can't. They can't. No one can. So anyways, it was left at a standstill. It's unclear if Tasha's gonna come to the wedding. The oldest sister, like, what was up with her? And Jenica being the only person that, to me, that made any sense at that table. Like, her little confessional was like, oh, you don't have to get so upset and like blow up. And I was like, Jenica, you were paying attention. Aw. So then it's a week before they're getting married and Lleida goes to get her makeup done and she tells the makeup artist that she wants a smoky eye with a sparkly lip. And then after that, I just shut down because I was like, this woman has no taste. What is she talking about? A smoky eye and a sparkle lip? Ugh, I want nothing to do with this woman. She has no fashion sense, no taste. She is a tasteless, spoiled, mean, unfamily orientated, Lleida, whatever. All right, let's move on to our next couple. Let's move on to, I don't know, who else is there? Girl, I wish I cared more about this season. Who else is there? Ooh, Larissa and Cole T. Okay, so we start out this episode with Cole T having a conversation with his mom about Larissa because it's very close to the wedding time and tensions are still high in the house. Larissa and Cole T have made up, but Larissa and Debbie have not. So Debbie and Cole are having a conversation in the kitchen and Cole is asking his mother to try to, you know, make amends with Larissa. And Debbie said she'd be willing to make amends if Larissa came and apologized to her first, but that's the only way she's able to manage it. And then, like, you know, while they're having this conversation, Debbie is just shuffling around bowls of nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a bowl, like, with, like, bread, like, banana, remote control, and, like, some other electronic, and she picks it up and she moves it on the other side of the printer that's just still sitting on the counter. Like, I fight the nonsense on the kitchen counter in my house all the time. There's just always nonsense, and I throw things away, and everyone gets so mad at me, but, like, I don't regret it, because if our shit looks like that, then I need to continue my job of cleaning just throwing away bowls of nonsense. So anyways, Cole's pleased with his mother. Debbie says that she might consider it, and he's like, you know, I really don't want to have to choose between you two. Like, I really just don't want to have to do that, but if I do, like, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I don't want to have to do that, so please make it possible for me not to have to do that, please. And Debbie's like, okay. And so then we have the next scene with Larissa and Debbie going to get their nails done, and they go to this shop, and girl, these nail ladies, they are so ready for these cameras. They are ready to entertain us, and I've been feeling it. I want to go there and get my eyelashes done and my nails done. Girl, she had some good old eyelashes on. The main one, the one that was doing Larissa's hands, the one that was going to give her the sparkle. I mean, look at these nails. I love me some nail ladies, you know what I'm saying? So they're sitting there and like they try to like throw a little shade though, because Larissa's like, yes, I like it this one to be a little sparkly, and then I like it all the white tippy, and then I like a French manicure, and then Debbie's like, I just want a pink. I'm like, TLC, stop trying to throw shade on Larissa, okay? Stop trying to throw. In fact, that is literally Chris and I. Like, the fact that Chris actually has a dark color on her nails right now is so shocking. She normally just gets different shades of pale pink on her hands, and I make fun of her. Meanwhile, I'm walking around with like sparkly Christmas, you know, nails. So like, that is literally Chris and I, except for I don't want to compare Chris to Debbie. She's gonna kill me. That's not, it's just the choice, but it's funny. Chris, you have the same choice of nails as Debbie. They talk about the drama that they're having, and the nail ladies are like, oh, my mother-in-law, X, Y, and Z. Here's an anecdote about my life. Tee-hee-hee. Finally, Larissa's like, Debbie, I apologize for what happened the other day. And Debbie's like, okay, thank you so much for your apology. I forgive you. And then they're back on track again, and it seems really sweet, you know? I actually, even if that was fake and fraudulent, I actually really believe it. I don't know, something about their storyline is just so confusing to me. I believe that some of it is made up, and I believe that some of it is actually real, and that's kind of what makes their storyline the best. They really do have the best storyline, and it makes me wish that Larissa and Cole T were not in this group of 90 Day Fiancé. I want them in a different group with better people. So that's all I can remember from their segment, but they do allude in the previews for the next episode that is where we see where Colt called the police on Larissa. The first time he called the police on Larissa. So let's move on to the next couple. Who is next? Who's next? Girl, I don't even remember. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Kalani and Iswe. So where we leave off with Kalani and Iswe is we find out that Kalani is pregnant. Cut to this episode where they pull up to their Airbnb in California. They've come back to California for her bachelorette party and I think her wedding. Kalani is just sitting on this secret that she's pregnant. She doesn't want to tell her sister, but she knows she needs to tell her sooner than later. So Kalani's really excited about the bachelorette party. She really wants for Kalani to have some drinky drinks. Kalani doesn't want to have the drinky drinks because she's pregnant, but I'm like, you could have drinky drinks. I mean, you can't get drunk, but if you really wanted to keep this secret from your sister, you really wanted to not have drama with your sister, you would just have the little drink. Because I'm sure there's plenty of women who get drunk within the first couple of months of their being pregnant because they don't know they're pregnant. You get what I'm saying? Finally, Kalani tells Kalani at her bachelorette party why. I don't know if producers said it would make better TV if she ruined her own bachelorette party by telling her sister instead of just telling her sister beforehand. But she decided to tell her at the bachelorette party, and then Kalani's pissed. Kalani's in the bathroom low-key like, yeah, she just told me she's pregnant. And her friend's like, are you serious? No, she's like, yeah. They think that Kalani is a colossal fuck up. They think she is just like they are looking at her like, you idiot. You were raised better than this. You have a mom and dad who love you, and you keep making these choices. Like, what is wrong with you? The truth is Kalani is a grown-ass woman. Like, she had spent all of her 20s not making these mistakes, and now she's in this place making these mistakes, but it is what it is. Like, you can't even, I don't know, girl. I can't even be mad at the girl. She's grown. She's grown. I was disappointed in her, but at the end of the day, she's grown and her baby daddy's here. They can both suffer together. I don't know why the whole entire family is acting like they're going to be a financial burden unless the family is going to feel unless the family is taking care of them, like unless they're all collectively pooling their money together to take care of Iswe and Kalani. I don't understand why her family is really that upset. Like, I get why they're upset because I would be upset too, but I would only be the level of upset that Kalani is if I were paying for it. Otherwise, that's you. You know, we have welfare here in the US. Like, Kalani can get on welfare. Like, no shade, no tea. Like, Kalani, how long have you been working? For at least 10 years. You've put in for that stuff. And that is what it is for, to help single mothers out. You need to get you on some welfare, get you some WIC, and figure it out. That you could get you a little apartment, I'm pretty sure, low-key in Orange County. Maybe not in the area you grew up in, but another area in Orange County. You feel me? Get you a little apartment, you and Iswe. You have 2 kids now. You get what I'm saying? Like, there are options for her, and they're acting like it's the end of the world. Getting onto government assistance isn't the easiest thing to do if you never planned on doing it in your life, right? But you paid into it. That's what it is there for. Utilize that shit. 2 kids, girl, you know how much you can get back? You paid into it. You deserve to get a little money out of it. You feel me? If I could get on welfare right now, I would. You know how long I've paid into that? You know how many people are eating because of me? I want some too. That's the end of that. Kalani was really upset. She's crying, and Kalani's looking dumb, and Iswe's chilling. I will say that they're planning on keeping it a secret from Lo until after the wedding, because if Lo finds out that his daughter is pregnant for the 2nd time, then he's gonna be pissed, because everyone thinks that it is just Iswe getting Kalani pregnant. Like, Kalani wasn't there. Like, Kalani didn't have, I mean, just girl, there's so many ways to control that, but you know, I'm not in people's bedrooms. I don't know how it goes down. Okay? Okay. All right, so the last couple that we're going to talk about is Steven and Olga. Okay, so this episode, I think that Steven and Olga is the realest of the realest couples. There are a little bit of setups in this segment, but it doesn't matter. I think that their story is genuine. So it turns out that Steven lied to Olga, that he did not apply for the K1 visa when he said he would, because he says that he didn't quite know if it was the right thing to do. A part of me thinks that he might have thought that Olga just got pregnant on purpose to get to America, but girl, she was already in America. Why would she need to do it on purpose? Also, I mean, like, she has so many other options. She doesn't need Steven to do that. But anyways, so he said that's why he didn't do it. It was disappointing. She was upset, but not as upset as I thought she should have been. So it leads me to believe that that might have been a little bit of a storyline tweaking to make it better. But anyways, they say now that the situation is well on its way. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Olga's K1 visa was accepted. She's going to be coming to the US anytime soon. This was plastered all over Instagram. Again, this is why I think that this cast should not have been on Instagram. They are telling too much tea, but it's out there. I might as well tell you guys. She actually did get her K1 visa. She'll be in the US soon, but that's in real time, not on the storyline time. Okay, so back to the storyline. So Steven buys a little ring for Olga, and it's just so sweet. Oh my God, it's the cutest little ring ever. He proposes to her. She says yes. They're very happy about it. I don't know where Richie is throughout this entire situation. They found him a babysitter. Maybe Anna has Richie, but it's just only Olga and Steven in this episode, and it was sweet. I really do root for them and wish the absolute best for Olga, really, truthfully. I just wish I want Olga to have all the great things in the world, you know? Oh yeah, Olga has a conversation with her friend Anna about the whole situation. Like, she doesn't trust the fact that she really thinks that Steven is just there for the baby. And then Steven ends up admitting that him even saying or talking about taking Richie away from Olga was kind of crazy, and that he would never do that, and that he isn't going to do it. And I think that was a little tweaking as well. Like, I think they tweaked it just a little bit to get the fans riled up. I mean, to the point where Steven and Olga had to get off of social media. They just riled it up so much. But, you know, Steven's like, no, I'm not going to take Richie away from Olga. You know, we're not going to do that because that doesn't make any sense. And so we're just kind of like, thank God. But y'all really were like, oh my God, he's such an abuser, and like, run Olga, run. I mean, it's too much, right? It's too much sometimes. Sometimes you gotta just take a seat back. I know people are well-intentioned, but when it's like millions of people saying the same thing at these two people, it just kind of like, it can be overwhelming. You know, it really can. All right, you guys, so that is the end of this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please check out my Love After Lockup review. I mean, that show is just so good and juicy, and it's only 1 hour, so it doesn't take up that much of your time. And that's it. I'm sure Chris has got a video up, so if it's up, I will link it. I'm pretty sure that Nikki P has a video up. I actually watched her live last night talk about Love After Lockup. So you guys check out all of the people here on YouTube talking about 90 Day Fiancé and Love After Lockup. That is it. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Today is actually Christmas, so I hope I can get this video up out to you guys by tonight so you can have it at least by the 26th, if not later on Christmas Day. And that's it. Merry Christmas, you guys. Happy holidays. I wish everybody a Happy New Year if I don't put out a video, but I will, girl. All right. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.